song at all? If you know that song, chat me in and say, yes, I know that song. She's the daughter of a very popular guy and an amazing guitar player, and we've been working on trying to help get his songs back out to life. He's got a lot of amazing music that Rachel's starting to remarket and broadcast, but I thought I'd throw that out there because I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Why did you and Cheryl write Mortgage Walkaway Options?
Well, it started back in, I guess, the fall of 2008, the fall of, that's 2007. We started receiving phone calls from past clients of ours, and they were panicking. And not only, our clients, but friends and family and people asking, what do we do? We're not going to be able to afford our mortgage. Our rate is resetting. And, the lender is telling us they're going to foreclose and whatnot. So we started looking around on the Internet, and we realized that there was nowhere where people could go to learn the options. I mean, there was no information at that time. It took us basically days and days of pouring through articles and information and putting it all together, and just to even come up with, introductions on what these options were. And so we said, this is crazy. This should be something simple where people could go and they could see, hey, I can do A, B, C, or D, and here's what all the credit implications are and the tax consequences. And again, not every option is going to apply to every person because every situation is different. It's very case specific. But we decided to put this book together, and we've helped a lot of people. We've had some great responses. We've had a lot of people call and ask us to help them, which we don't do that. We're not a law firm. We're not attorneys or accountants. Well, I'm an attorney, but we don't practice law. We're not accountants. So we really recommend people educate themselves first off, and then call your attorney, call your accountant, and then you need to call your lender. So basically, we wrote this book to help people. It's not, we really wanted people to know that there are options out there.
Yeah, Rachel, I think that's an amazing thing as well, because one of the things that I'm finding even in the coaching business, as I've been a headhunter for a long time, is we live in a world where people are used to someone else doing things for them. Don't get me wrong, the self-help books and so forth are extremely popular, but I think that a lot of people are realizing now that they have to dig a little bit deeper and kind of jump in and try to solve some of their own issues. And so I certainly see an advantage to your book, which I've read, and there's a lot of amazing resources, information in there, and it's invaluable. Another question for you, what does the term walking away mean? I mean, what are the reasons one would want to do this or not do this?
Yeah, basically, walking away is when, like I stated earlier, when it basically comes at a certain level of frustration, I suppose, or not knowing what to do. And it's when you pay somebody a service or a person to negotiate with your lender, a foreclosure, in a sense, is what it is. And you can turn it all over to this person or this group or this service and pay a fee, and you give them your keys, and that's it. Your home is no longer yours. So what they're doing, in a sense, is they are negotiating the foreclosure for you. And a lot of times, like I said, it's something that might be necessary in some situations. But a lot of times it's done so early on, before a notice of default, sometimes before a notice has even been sent out regarding any kind of an auction. And there may be other options. It's a huge hit on your credit. So if there are other options available to you, you really need to educate yourself and look into those first. That's our message.
Well, interestingly enough, Rachel, and so talking about that, I think that what happens is when people get into a spiral with their mortgage, which is one of the bigger debts that we have in terms of monthly payments, I think when the credit goes down, it's like, okay, I don't care. My credit's taken a ding already. I don't really care. And it's interesting. You probably know more about this than I do, but apparently credit card companies are now having problems because a lot of people that are in mortgage crisis are not paying their credit cards either.
Right.
And so, I think it's kind of sort of all a part of the same process. It's like, you're taking a credit thing and so forth. It's like, man, I feel hopeless. And so with that being said, what you're proposing, what you're doing, and what you've done, because I'm aware of what it is, there's certainly, you're throwing a line out